Starting off with the LA Angels, I have Logan O'Hoppe. After getting off to a good start last year, O'Hoppe's season was cut short due to a shoulder injury. This year, though, he's looking more like a complete hitter, hitting .275 with a .783 OPS and a .120 WRC+, while showing improvement behind the plate. For the Houston Astros, I have Ronel Blanco. Who saw Ronel Blanco throwing a no-hitter this year and then a 7-inning no-hitter against Detroit? After spending most of his career in the minor leagues as a reliever while getting some starts here and there, Blanco has become a full-time starter this year while posting a 2.3 ERA and a 3.95 FIP. For the Oakland A's, I have Mason Miller. Coming into the year, Mason Miller was a breakout candidate for me, and boy oh boy did I hit on that. After an arm injury derailed his season last year, the A's decided to use him as a reliever this year to ease him back in, and it's paid off tremendously as he's become one of the best closers in baseball. Overall, he has 13 saves with a 2.14 ERA and a 1.95 FIP while striking out 15 batters per 9. For the Toronto Blue Jays, I have Spencer Horwitz. Now, because the Blue Jays, at least in my opinion, don't have a clear breakout star for the whole year, I decided to go with one that's had a lot of success more recently, and that's Spencer Horwitz. After a cup of coffee in Toronto last year, Horwitz was recently called up, and he's pretty much already the Blue Jays' leadoff hitter. At the time of this recording, Horwitz has played 10 games while hitting .353 with a .450 on-base percentage. For the Atlanta Braves, I have Reynaldo Lopez. When it comes to breakouts, people usually think more of the younger players. However, 30-year-old Reynaldo Lopez is a unique case, as he's been more of a reliever the last few years after a couple underwhelming seasons as a starter for the White Sox. This year, though, he's been fantastic, posting a 1.57 ERA and a 2.72 FIP with 9 strikeouts per 9 over 13 starts. For the Milwaukee Brewers, I have Bryce Terang. The Brewers have had a lot of younger players step up this year, but for my top breakout candidate, I'm going to go with Bryce Terang, the Brewers' first-round pick back in 2018. He's been one of the Brewers' top prospects for a while now, but this year he's finally showing his potential, hitting .286 with a .351 on base, 115 WRC+, and 26 stolen bases. For the St. Louis Cardinals, I have Mason Wynn. After being picked in the second round back in 2020, shortstop Mason Wynn has shown a lot of promise, and this year, that promise is finally showing. Through 67 games, he's hitting .293 with a .766 OPS, a 117 WRC+, 4 home runs, and 8 stolen bases, all while holding down the shortstop position. For the Chicago Cubs, I have Michael Busch. When he was a top prospect with the LA Dodgers, he was trying to find playing time any way he could. Since he was blocked, the Dodgers decided to trade him to the Cubs, and with a new opportunity in Chicago, he's taken advantage. Through 69 games, he's hitting .266 with an .824 OPS, a 134 WRC+, and 9 home runs. And of course, I have to mention Shota Imanaga. He's been amazing this year, minus his last start against the Mets, in which he gave up 10 runs over 3 innings, but overall, he has an ERA of 2.96, a FIP of 3.23, 9.2 strikeouts per 9, 1.3 walks per 9 in his first year in the major leagues. For the Arizona Diamondbacks, I have Justin Martinez. The D-backs have had their ups and downs this year, but one guy who's come out of nowhere is setup man Justin Martinez, the number 21 prospect in their farm system from last year. Consistently throwing around 100 miles per hour with a slider and a splitter, Martinez has been nasty, posting a 0.67 ERA and a 2.48 FIP while striking out 10 batters per 9. For the LA Dodgers, I have Gavin Stone. Last year, Gavin Stone was a top 5 prospect for the Dodgers, and this year, he's really showing what he can do as a mainstay in the Dodgers rotation. So far through 14 starts, he has an ERA of 3.04 with a FIP of 3.52. Also, shout out to one of the Dodgers' top prospects, Andy Pages, who was finally called up this year, and he's doing pretty solid as he has 8 home runs and a 114 WRC+ through 57 games. For the San Francisco Giants, I have Patrick Bailey. Back in the 2020 draft, people were scratching their head why the Giants selected a catcher with the 13th pick, considering they already had Joey Bart. Well, this is why. After playing almost 100 major league games last year, Bailey showed how tremendous of a defender he was, but the bat never fully got going. This year has been a different story, though, as he's hitting .299 with an 806 OPS and a 133 WRC+, all while still playing great defense behind the plate. Also, I have to mention Elliot Ramos, who's easily having his best season so far. As of right now, through 40 games, he's been amazing, hitting .297 with an OPS over 900, 10 homers, and a 157 WRC+. For the Cleveland Guardians, I have David Fry. Who saw David Fry becoming one of the Guardians' best hitters this year? If you did, well, congrats to you, but I don't think many people saw this kind of production. After being drafted in the 7th round back in 2018, Fry spent much of his time in the minor leagues. This year, though, he's busted out in a big way, hitting .307 with a .949 OPS, a .170 WRC+, and 8 home runs in 54 games. Who knows if he can keep this up, but this has been one of the better breakouts this year. For the Seattle Mariners, I have Bryan Woo. While he did show some good stuff last year and did miss some time at the beginning of this year, Bryan Woo is looking amazing so far. Through 7 starts, he has an ERA of 1.67, a FIP of 2.82, 0.7 walks per 9, and half a home run per 9. For the Miami Marlins, I have Ryan Weathers. It's been a down year for the Marlins, but one good story has been Ryan Weathers, the number 7 pick from the 2018 draft. Back in 2021, Weathers was the number 5 prospect for the Padres before being traded to Miami last season after posting some poor numbers. Once again, though, the Marlins have gotten a pitcher back on track as Weathers is having his best season so far, posting an ERA of 3.55 with a FIP of 3.90 and 8.5 strikeouts per 9 through 13 starts. For the New York Mets, I have... For the New York Mets, I have Mark Vientos. I'm sure coming into the year, a lot of people had Brett Beatty in this spot, but instead, he was sent down to AAA while Mark Vientos is breaking out in a big way. After a couple of seasons showing some power potential, but posting poor slash lines, Vientos has put it together this year. Through 31 games, he's hitting .305 with an .895 OPS, a .156 WRC+, and 6 home runs. Howdy, everyone. Just want to take a moment to shout out our sponsor for today, and that's Mando. In the past, when I've shouted out Mando, I've talked about this deodorant here and how it's lasted me for months. It's one of the best smelling deodorants I've ever used. It came in the starter pack. Unfortunately, I'm just coming up at the end of it, but like I said, it's lasted me for months. But luckily, also in the starter pack, you get this cream deodorant, and this stuff also smells great. And the best part is I can put this literally anywhere on my body. I'm not going to go into details on that, but this thing has been a game changer for me. I keep it in my gym bag. What's great about Mando's whole body deodorants is they're powerful enough to deal with the toughest body odors, but gentle enough to use literally anywhere on your body because they're aluminum free and baking soda free. But also in the starter pack, I got this body wash, the bourbon leather body wash. I am telling you right now, this stuff smells absolutely amazing. It's easily one of my favorite body wash scents of all time, and I've used a ton of body washes in the past. I'm telling you, easily one of the best scents I've ever smelled, and it lasts literally all day. Luckily for all of you, I have a discount code in the description to help you get hooked on some of the best smelling whole body deodorant on the market. New customers get $5 off a starter pack with the code HIDE. That equates to over 40% off on the starter pack. Not a bad deal if you ask me. Head on over to shopmando.com, use the code HIDE, and enjoy these products just like I've been doing. But with that said, let's get back to the video. For the Washington Nationals, I have Mitchell Parker. After being selected in the 5th round back in 2020, Mitchell Parker clawed his way through the minors and is showing some good upside for the Nationals in his debut season. Through 12 starts, he has an ERA of 3.06 and a FIP of 3.53. Also, shout out to CJ Abrams. He did have an okay season last year, but this year he's looked more like a complete hitter, posting a .487 slugging and a .123 WRC+ with 11 stolen bases. He's on his way to posting a much better Fangraph WAR this season. For the Baltimore Orioles, I have Jordan Westburg. The Orioles seem to be a baseball factory at this point, with Jordan Westburg being the latest example. While he did show some promise last season in a small sample size, he's done even better this season, hitting .279 with an .839 OPS, a .138 WRC+, and 11 home runs through 68 games. For the San Diego Padres, I have Matt Waldron. While most of the attention coming into the year in the Padres rotation was on Yu Darvish, Joe Musgrove, and the newly acquired Dylan Cease and Michael King, not many people were paying much attention to Matt Waldron. After putting up some bad numbers in both the minor leagues and the major leagues last season, Waldron and his knuckleball have come out of nowhere this year for the Padres, posting a 3.46 ERA, a 3.45 FIP, and 8 strikeouts per 9 through 15 starts. For the Philadelphia Phillies, I have Alec Bohm. I think Phillies fans were hoping this would have come a bit sooner, but better late than never, I suppose. After being picked 3rd overall in the 2018 draft, Bohm has posted some painfully average numbers the last couple of years, or at least much less than what people were expecting out of him. This year, though, he's showing why he was a 3rd overall pick, hitting .306 with an .840 OPS and a .136 WRC+, while also showing improved defense at third base. For the Pittsburgh Pirates, I have Jared Jones and Paul Skeens. Okay, I know I'm cheating here, but it feels wrong to only mention one of these guys. Skeens, the number 1 pick from last year's draft, was basically inevitable, and for good reason, while Jared Jones has been having a heck of a year in his rookie season. Skeens basically blew the door off the hinges when he came up, and through 7 starts, he's posted an ERA of 2.29 and a FIP of 2.38 while striking out 12 batters per 9. As for Jones, he's been up longer than Skeens while also posting solid numbers, including a 3.76 ERA and 9.7 strikeouts per 9. Also, shout out to Nick Gonzalez, the number 7 pick from 2020, who looks like he's finally figured it out, hitting 286 with a 114 WRC plus through 35 games. For the Texas Rangers, I have Josh Smith. The defending champs have been up and down so far in their title defense, but one guy who's been a constant is Josh Smith. He was a top 100 prospect a couple of years ago after being traded to the Rangers from the Yankees in the Joey Gallo deal, but since then wasn't able to get much going. This year, though, after getting a chance with Josh Young going down, he took advantage, and it looks like he's figured it out, hitting 298 with a 388 on base, a 454 slugging, and a 141 WRC plus through 70 games. For the Tampa Bay Rays, I have Ryan Pepiot. To be honest, there's not much to choose from the Rays this year, which is kind of shocking as they haven't had a clear breakout star at this point. But I'll go with Ryan Pepiot, who's in his first full season as a starter. He posted some good numbers with the Dodgers last season in a small sample size before being included in the Tyler Glasnow trade. But this year, he's made the most starts of his major league career so far. He has had a few bad starts that's inflated his ERA to 4.57, but he has posted 5 quality starts. For the Boston Red Sox, I have Tanner Houck. Sure, Tanner Houck had some great moments in 2021, but this year has been his true breakout year in my opinion. Through 15 starts, he has an ERA of 2.14 and a FIP of 2.21 while striking out just under 9 batters per 9 and has only given up 2 home runs so far. Overall, he currently leads Major League Baseball in Fangraph wins above replacement. I also want to shout out David Hamilton, who came along with Jackie Bradley Jr. in a trade with the Brewers a couple of years ago. After Trevor Story went down, Hamilton has stepped up in a big way, hitting 288 with a 776 OPS and 20 stolen bases. For the Cincinnati Reds, I have Elly De La Cruz. Last year, Elly De La Cruz came up to the major leagues and was electric right off the bat, but he eventually cooled off. This year's been a different story though, as he's already matched last year's home run and stolen base total. As of right now, he's on pace for 25 home runs and 70 stolen bases. Also, shout out to Hunter Green, who's having his best season so far after adding a splitter and curveball to his arsenal, posting an ERA of 3.35 and just under 10 strikeouts per 9. For the Colorado Rockies, I have Ezequiel Tovar. Ezequiel Tovar has always had the glove, but not much of a bat before this year. This season, though, the bat has come alive as he's hitting 280 with a 476 slugging and 11 home runs, all while maintaining his great defense at shortstop. For the Kansas City Royals, I have Seth Lugo. While he did have a pretty solid season last year with San Diego, Seth Lugo has been something else with the Royals after signing a 3-year deal. So far, through 16 starts, he's posted a career-best ERA of 2.42 with a FIP of 3.46, and he's well on his way to blowing through his Fangraph WAR of last season. Also, shout out to Alec Marsh, who had a down season last year with the Royals, posting a 5.69 ERA, but this year through 13 starts, he has an ERA of 4.37, a better FIP of 3.94, all while striking out 8 batters per 9 and walking under 3 batters per 9. For the Detroit Tigers, I have Riley Green. The 5th overall pick from the 2019 draft unfortunately had some injuries last year, but this year he's looking healthy and ready to blow through his 2023 numbers. So far, he's posted an OPS of 835 with a 135 WRC plus, along with 14 home runs. I think you could also mention Tarek Skubal here, who posted some great numbers last year after coming back from injury, but this year he looks like he's on his way to a Cy Young season. For the Minnesota Twins, I have Simeon Woods Richardson. After the Twins lost Sonny Gray and Kenta Maeda last year, many were wondering how the Twins' rotation would look this year. Well, Simeon Woods Richardson is stepping up in a big way and providing a lot of stability for the Twins. Through 12 starts, he has an ERA of 3.26 and a FIP of 3.65. For the Chicago White Sox, I have Garrett Crochet. After being picked number 11 in the 2020 draft, Crochet was fast-tracked to the major leagues to be used in the White Sox bullpen. After a couple of more years out of the bullpen, including missing all of 2022 due to Tommy John, Crochet has been one of the best breakouts this year in his first full season as a starter. Overall, through 16 starts, he has an ERA of 3.25, a FIP of 2.59, all while striking out 12.5 batters per nine. And last but not least, for the New York Yankees, I have Luis Gil. After getting Tommy John and missing most of 2023, Luis Gil was named the 5th starter for the Yankees after Garrett Cole went down in spring training. Well, let's just say that move has paid off big time, as Gil is having a heck of a year, posting an ERA of 2.77 and a FIP of 3.30 while striking out just under 11 batters per nine. I also have to shout out Anthony Volpe, who had an okay rookie season, hitting 20 homers and stealing 20 bags, but he's having much more of a complete year at the plate, posting a much better slash line while still playing Gold Glove defense. So that's my list. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Did I leave anyone off? Let me know. But that's all I got for right now. If you can on the way out, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll talk to you next time.